So today I've got with me two new microphones. One is the DJI Mic Mini. This is a wireless clip-on microphone set that comes with two microphones, two transmitters, and a receiver. The receiver can go either 1/8 inch to your camera or USB-C to your phone or maybe even a laptop. And I've also got the SmallRig S70. Now the SmallRig S70 is also a dual mic kit. This one has two receivers. This has a dedicated receiver for the 1/8 inch output to your camera, as well as a USB-C receiver to plug into your phone or other device like a laptop. They both come with a charging case that leads to more than a day's worth of total battery usage. The form factor, though, is pretty significant. I'm searching for the difference in form factor is pretty significant. I am searching for a discrete solution that I can quickly mic people up without having to have a mic on my camera, because right now what you're listening to is the Rode VideoMic Go II. It is just out of frame. Let me even show you. The Rode VideoMic Go II is just out of frame. It is on a Ulanzi boom arm, and that brings it closer to me, but then I've got a 3-foot arm sticking off my camera. So if I'm hand holding my camera, following people around, getting interviews or testimonies or stories from maybe you work for a church and you're doing man on the street style content in your church, or you're working with a student ministry, gathering interviews for that. It's a lot of fun, but having like a 3-foot boom arm, people honestly go like this. They try to talk to the microphone. I don't want to see that. I just want to be able to give them a little clip, make it really quick. And the DJI is something that I've owned for a little while now. I've had the original DJI mic for a long time. I recently bought the DJI Mic Mini so I can use it at home on my video calls, if I'm streaming, that kind of stuff, so I can have a little more stationary audio. So I'm actually going to clip that on me right now. Super simple. There's a little magnet that comes with it, so you don't have to clip it to your collar. You can clip it right to your shirt. Boom. That's easy. Let me get that receiver out and ready so that we can record that. I'm going to do some quick A/B tests for you. So what I want to do is show you the sound quality difference without having to stop and make any cuts. I want this to be really fast so your ears can immediately perceive the difference. We don't have to worry about transitions or making any mistakes in which mic audio was which. And so I'm going to mix these in post. So I'm going to use my laptop to record the DJI into the QuickTime app. Select the input and DJI Mic Mini. All right, so now we are listening to the DJI Mic Mini, USB-C to my laptop, just recording a file so that we have an immediate comparison while I get the SmallRig S70 out of its case. I'm going to connect the SmallRig S70 to my phone so we can hear it recorded there too. So let me plug in this guy, get that rolling. Let's see, will it connect to it? It should. It is connected. Awesome. Close that down. So now I'm going to do the same thing. Open up voice memos on my phone and select the input, voice memos controls, input, S70 RXC. This is really cool because it's not a magnetic, big, chunky clip form factor. It is a tiny, tiny, tiny little clip. It's like a spring-loaded pressure style clip. So the transmitter sits underneath your shirt, which is really cool. I do think that is beneficial. So here I am going to clip it onto my collar. That's the closest place to clip it. Now I've got both the mics on, and let's start recording the SmallRig S70. So now we're listening to the SmallRig S70. You've heard this Rode VideoMic Go II. You've heard the DJI Mic Mini, and now you are listening to the SmallRig S70. So there are the biggest thing is you're not going to get a big difference in sound quality. The quality is still going to be good for all of these solutions, but the tonal quality will be different. So quality across the board, especially for let's say under $100. A Rode VideoMic Go II is about $110, but you can find it on sale pretty regularly. I like to buy all my stuff used, so I bought that used, I think for like 75 bucks. The DJI Mic Mini is often on sale for $80. And this Rode S70, new SmallRig Rode S70, and the SmallRig S70 new is $90, but you can often find it on sale. I bought mine for $62, I think, on sale, 30% off, about 30% off. And I think it sounds great. So the cool thing about the DJI is that it comes with your little wind muffs, and you can stick the wind muff on. So if you're outside, you want it to be clipped onto maybe a jacket, you want it to be easily removable, the DJI is great, but it is big, it is visible. You cannot hide it as easy as you can something like the SmallRig. The SmallRig, awesome. The SmallRig is basically invisible. If I was wearing a black shirt right now, you just wouldn't know I had a mic on. You would have to look for it. And the cool thing about the SmallRig is that there's also a little accessory kit with some silicone covers for the microphone, so that you can cover it up in a color that more matches the shirt you're wearing or the article of clothing if it's a jacket. So I think that's super cool. I just wanted to do a quick test, show you the sound quality differences between these. I know that people talk about range and battery life and all this kind of stuff. For what you're filming, if you burn through a whole battery on one of these SmallRig microphones, you should probably look into a different microphone solution. On one of these DJI microphones, you should probably look into a different microphone solution. Quick content, quick filming, podcasts, not 8-hour long podcasts, 40 to 60 minutes. The budget that you're spending on your audio, you shouldn't have grand expectations for battery life in such a small form factor. I think once you get past this kind of budget, I think that you're looking at diminishing returns specifically for sound quality. I think you hit that $80 to $100 price point and you're really in a sweet spot for where quality becomes really good. Tonal quality, different, but after that point, you're really more paying for features. You start paying $200 and you're getting into something that has backup recording in the transmitter. You start paying $250 or $300 and now you have 32-bit float. You start paying $400 and now you've got an adapter that connects to your Sony camera, like the DJI camera adapter. So there's accessories that you can get into and features of things that you can get into that cost more, but for something that records audio and sounds great. I think both the DJI Mic Mini and the SmallRig S70 are going to be fantastic options for clip-on lavalier microphones. The Rode VideoMic Go II, just out of frame, if you want an on-camera microphone, works great for capturing field audio, or if you're booming it over and you want it out of frame so it's an invisible microphone in your shot, it works awesome. I have used this Rode VideoMic Go II for 3 years now, 2.5 years, and had zero issues with sound quality. But I think the biggest thing when you're talking about microphones for your needs is the function. So when you're talking about the DJI Mic Mini, are you okay with it being a larger piece on the article of clothing that you are connecting it to? Or do you want something like the SmallRig S70 where the transmitter is super tiny and it can be discreet, it can hide? So pros and cons. The Rode VideoMic Go II off camera, like, it's invisible. Do you want it to be totally invisible? Well, then you're limited by where you can place it, or you need a dedicated stand for it. You don't need stands for these. So pros and cons for all these things, but I think once you get past this price point of $80, maybe $100, you're really hitting that diminishing returns on sound quality, but you're paying for features. So if this has all the features you need at that $80 price point, the microphone has a receiver, it can do USB-C, it can do 1/8 inch out to your camera. Even the Rode VideoMic Go II can do both of those things. That's cool. They all have the same features that way. I do think one thing to note is that the S70, the SmallRig, the USB-C transmitter can do mono and stereo, but the USB-C receiver can do mono and stereo. The 1/8 inch receiver can do mono, stereo, or mono with a safety track. The DJI, the receiver, whether you're using an 1/8 inch or USB-C, can only do mono and stereo. So if you need that safety track, the S70 is going to be your option no matter what. But if you always are going to use it stereo and you want something a little bigger, a little more robust, that's visually bigger, the thing is the DJI and the SmallRig are not that different in size, but SmallRig put their battery underneath the clothing, whereas DJI kept it all on top in front and visible because they can put branding on it. That's my assumption. So all that said, before I go way too long, hopefully you heard a few of the differences in these microphones and were interested in maybe picking one up. If you would use the Amazon affiliate links below, thank you so much. No obligation, but if you do, it goes a long way to help supporting me to make content like this. So enjoy the microphones that you purchase, and I hope that they work for you very, very well. We'll see you next time.